Hey, thank you for listening to Bad Patches episode 8, I think. Have you guys noticed that when you started working, you started gaining weight? Is that a thing they did to us? Did they brainwash us to work a 9 to 5, to get obese, and then die faster? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that medicine has come a long way, and, you know, we people tend to live longer, but they have to the work has to be some design that made to just keep us inside so that other people could live, you know. I follow very few people on social media that are not like my friends, like famous people or whatever. And I mean, they all still have jobs, you know. Like I like this writer, Ryan Holiday, who does the Stoic, the Daily Stoic. He runs his he has like a bookshop in Texas, and he does these talks all over the place talking about stoicism, and that's his job. He looks like he has a good life. I like his attitude and his point of views on most things. Um, but I feel like he got a job doing some writing for. I want to say his name was Peter Green or something like that. The guy that wrote the 40 Laws of Power or 40 Rules of Power or whatever that book's called. You know, the one that guy you hate probably read. Um, anyway, and he made a fucking job out of it. I'm trying to find that. Why can't I find that? I feel like in the past, I don't know, 10 years, like I've lost all my creativity. Like it's all goes to work, you know. My brain is just like constantly like thinking about how to solve other people's problems at work, that it fucking drained like all the whatever piece of my brain that handles all this imagination and creativity. You remember when you were kids, like if you were a boy, I mean probably when you were a girl too, but I want to say my audience is probably going to be mostly males. But I remember, like, I used to play with my action figures. I used to make these elaborate stories with the bad guys and everything. And, like, at some point, that just fucking poof, it goes away, right? My son, who's now 6 years old, um, he'll make little stories. Like, I'll see him playing with his toys, and then he'll ask me to play with him, and then I'll play for a little bit, but my brain just doesn't have the capacity to imagine things, to help him build this world that he's doing in his story. Like, I can't make him a plot. Like to me, as I say, oh, this guy kicks this other guy, and that's not how I used to play. Like, I know that's not how I used to play. Like, I used to, make sure like people were captured and there were stakes in hand. Um, I don't know. I think just work takes that away from you. And I don't do drugs. I barely drink. So, my brain is pretty much just for work and for eating. And that's all it knows how to do. So I'm hoping that talking to you guys through this medium will boost up my brainage for creating things. I want to be a creator. My brother is a really good drawer. Is that what I want to say? He draws very well. That was his thing. Drugs, heavy drugs, and knowing how to draw. Those were his big things. And if you're listening to this, bro, it's true. Go fuck off if you don't think it's true. I know you've grown as a person now, and that's not the man you are now, but you were when you were younger, and that's what I'm referring to. But he used to draw like really well. I remember they used to make us do like biographies on certain like political figures in Mexico or famous people in science. And I remember my brother drew the guy right on this on this giant sheet of paper. I don't know what you guys call it in the U.S. I guess I don't know the word for cartulina in English, but whatever it is. Just a giant sheet of white paper. He drew this guy in it. And I took it to school, and I was like, I did it. I did it. And the teacher was like, you didn't draw this. And I was like, I did. I drew this. And she called me out on it. And she asked me to draw it like on my notepad. And of course I couldn't do it. And she fucking won. And I carry that to this day. Like, I remember that. She caught me on a lie. She knew it was a lie. She didn't have to do it. She could have just believed it. You know? What was she trying to prove? Like, that I didn't do it? I still wrote the thing. I still, knew who this person was. Who was it? Don't worry about it. Some old man. And that kind of stuck with me. I don't remember what this episode was about anymore. It was about me being fat. Now I remember. So yeah, how can we not be fat, guys? What can we do? We need to start, like, you know how I mentioned in a previous episode about how the government should pay for cell phone service? The government should also pay us to, or our employers should give us an hour out of our work shift to work out. Like, during your course of work. Now, I'm not saying, like, instead of 9 hours at work, you're going to do 10 because they're going to give you an hour to work out. No. Within those 9 hours, like, there should be either 2 15-minute breaks, additional to the ones that we get already, to work out, or just like 1 hour long break to work out. And then it should provide you with a gym, like, where you guys can go work out, or like a virtual class, right? I think that our employers should be responsible to give us that time. I don't know why I'm sticking with it. What do you guys think? Should they be responsible? They should. You know, some companies, I worked at one that offered a gym, like a gym membership. And you can go before work or after work, but who wants to do that? Like, I want to do it, like, while I'm getting paid. Like, it should be, it's like a health thing. Like, if I'm healthy, I'll work longer in this company. Like, I'll probably be in a better mood. I'll probably do less call outs. I don't know. Like, it's kind of strange, the world we live in now. I never noticed. I mean, my mom was never a thin gal, but I do know that, you know, she ballooned up to a big weight gain, you know, as she worked, like, through her 30s, 40s, and early 50s. And then as soon as she stopped working, as she got into her older age, she lost a bunch of weight. Like, so I think that's the case. Like, what about your parents or your relatives? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that when they stop working, they stopped gaining weight, they lose weight? I think that's a thing. It's because they're more active. They're not just sitting in front of a computer. Granted, like, it's not for everybody. I'm pretty sure there's you know, people out there that don't lose weight. They probably just, you know, sit in front of the TV. But I want to think that, or I want to believe that other people, once they have more free time, you know, use it. During these holiday breaks that we get, you know, we'll get like a 3 or 4 day weekends and stuff like that. Like, I'm a morning person. I wake up and I want to get shit done. Like, I'll wake up at 5:30, 6, whatever. As soon as I wake up, I'm doing shit. Like, I fucking get up, I'll start cleaning the living room or everything, just so that it doesn't bother me throughout the day. And that makes me active. That's something that I don't do on a day where I work. On a day that I'm going to work, I will wake up, shower, feed my kid, and then fucking work. I'm not gonna spend time picking up shit from the living room, blah blah blah. It takes time out of my day. But if I'm not going to work, that's something that you include. So you're more active picking things up, washing clothes, washing the dishes, doing stuff, fucking going to buy groceries. Buying groceries, if you think about it, you're fucking moving. Sure, you're gonna drive to Walmart or wherever you're gonna go get your shit, but you're moving. You're moving through the aisles. You're pushing a little cart. You're active. You're engaging your muscles. But if you don't do any of that, and you just sit around at your desk, and then you go home and you fucking sit in front of the couch watching TV, and then go to bed, you're not doing anything. And that's the thing. Like we don't do anything anymore. Like at a certain age, you get tired. You get tired of doing things after work or before work. Everything it just becomes work and rest, work and rest, work and rest. And I see this with my wife. Like my wife, I love her to death. She's a great person, everything. But it's the same. Like she doesn't feel like doing anything after she's clocked out. And I feel like we have the time. We can go do something. But what is the thing you go do? We're going to go out to dinner. Like, that kind of defeats the purpose. But if we do something else, like go for a walk, go to the park, go to the beach, enjoy a little stroll by the nice little areas around here. I'm not asking for a bike ride, but, if that's a possibility, great. I don't know. I just think work fucking cock blocks us into fucking activities, and that has to change. That has to change, whether with me as a person on how I do things, or society, like our employers have to do it, have to be held responsible. I don't know. Maybe I'm insane. Maybe saying them like they're held responsible is like crazy, but it should be part of like your healthcare. Like like I don't know, man. Like it's so weird. It's such a weird like thing that happens to people. Is it easier for us to just fucking die from eating? That's because that's what's killing us, man. Like, it's food. And we can't all be Joe Rogan and go fucking hunt elk, We gotta eat whatever diseased cow they feed us at fucking Ralph's. But, we gotta start somewhere. We gotta start somehow. What better place than here? What better time than now? And if you know what I just referenced, good for you. Give yourself an applause. Alright, guys, this is it for now. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe. Do what you do. Tell me how much you weigh and how you got fat. And I love you. Kiss ya. Bye-bye.